In this new lesson, we're going to continue our work here with BONSAI BIM in Blender. And in the previous lesson, we created this multi-story building by creating multiple levels using the spatial decomposition panel. And also we duplicate some elements like we inserted grids, we inserted some slabs and some columns just to show how we can essentially start a multi-story building. This is just the bare bone, is the core structure, and then we can like build upon this. But this is just, as an example, a simple way to construct a multi-story building, and the basic concepts. And we're going to see more also in this video. We're going to create a smaller building with less layers, less levels, but again, studying this really important part, which is the hierarchy of a BIM project, of an IFC model. So everything is, as you can see, correctly structured. You always need to keep an eye on the spatial decomposition on the right side, and making sure everything is in the correct spots, in the correct place. But also you can have a look in the outliner as well. And if you make some changes, remember to reload, otherwise they won't be visible. So levels are really important because you can turn them on and off using the outliner. And so you can work on each separate layer with different design. You can use also different references. I'm going to show you how you can put different references on different levels in this video. And you can use also the hide and show button here in the panel, in the IFC panel element, so you can turn on and off single elements or groups of elements like columns or slabs or grids, and etc, etc. So I'm going to start with the new project here, and this is going to be our lesson 12, and I'm just going to start with meters again. Now remember, units are really important, and we're going to discover that in just a minute. So if you're working with meters, then when you import in other units, you need to change the scale. You need to make everything fit. Again, take a look to the spatial container here, the spatial tree, the spatial structure. So we have the project, the site, the building, and the story. And then within the stories, we also have spaces, but we're going to talk about that later. And also have a look again how they are organized in the outliner. Now, I was watching like previous version of BONSAI BIM. Things could change slightly, but if you understand these concepts, you will be fine, because you understand like the core concepts of the add-on, the BIM add-on. So we have here some essentially empty containers, which are collections, and inside the collection we have another empty container, which is the null object. Now the null object, it's kind of an annotation in a way. It's just an indication, so that when you will put things, you're going to put it in that group, in that exact position. Now if you go to objects, by selecting the null object, you go to visibility. Now for some reason these are turned off, but you can turn them off by going here and saying show the in view parts, and then you can activate the axis, and also the name. The name could be useful, so you can see it right there. And these are the ones that the system creates, but you also can create your own. And so if they get like hidden for some reason, you can just create your own annotation, and we're going to see this also later on. But anyway, we're going to use now this structure that is given by the BIM, and we can change the name. We can call this ground floor, and we can see it now with the name directly in the scene, thanks to the null object. These are properties, again, visibility properties of the null object that you can find in the classic Blender panels. And if you go in the scene, this is where we find all the other properties in the IFC or BIM. And so we can see if we actually put that there, you can see it's not visible, but it's actually there. You just need to reload. That's what I was saying before. Just reload if you want to see like the updated names that you change also in outliner. So these two are communicating. So usually what you do in one should reflect also here and vice versa. Now in the object information, we're also gonna talk about aggregates. Now aggregates is basically kind of saying what's the father and what's the children. So in this case, you can see this is in the building, in my building, which is good in the hierarchical structure because stories are supposed to be inside the building, not inside another story. And here I just created another one. We already saw how we can create layers using and levels using the spatial decomposition panel in the previous lesson. So I'm just not gonna show you that again, but I want to show you also how you can create them manually. And also important thing, how we can put different references, CAD references into different layers. So I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go to Import, and we're going to import a DXF, not an SVG, because this is best to do. The best thing to do is to use the DXF. And we just created one in the previous lesson. I'm going to use that one that we just generated in the previous lesson. So I'm going to import it. It's not clean up. We're supposed to clean up that a little bit, but let's focus on what's happening here. So I have just imported that, but it's not visible. So what's happening? Is it hidden? No. So sometimes it could be hidden. Sometimes it could be too small or too big. Sometimes it could be too far away from the origin that we don't see it. So what I would do here, and also check where it went, in which level it went. So if you set the default level, it should go there, or if you double click on that folder, it should go there. So it should be there, and it's there. We can see it. But if we do view zoom selected, we can definitely go there in just a click. You can see it's a bit far from the origin, and my guess is also that it's too big because it's pretty far. So something went wrong. Now, if the origin is too far away, we can fix that. And let's go in the top view here. And so the origin, how we can manage the origin is simple. Right click and just say set origin. So look for here on this menu, or you can go in the object menu and just say, okay, put the origin to the geometry. So now you can see it's right there, which is better. And if you want to be even more precise, you can just position the origin manually. So if you go up here, activate the origin, you can just move it, and you will see it will snap because this is a CAD file. So we can snap to it. We can be extremely precise, and now we can turn that off once we finished. And now we can bring everything near our first level references or null objects. And well, we can just put it somewhere. I think in this area it will be best, like in the positive x, positive epsilon, or positive y, sorry. Okay, but we can see these two layers are, this is supposed to be 4 meters. So that's, too small, or actually the CAD is too big. So there's something wrong. The grid, we can see the meters in the grid. So this is too big. Now, if we take a look back to the previous project we've done, so we can see that the units here are centimeters. So that's a really important information we need to retrieve. So whether you are creating your own models or your own drawings in CAD, or you are getting them from the web, or some client give it to you, or some professor, you need to make sure which unit you are working with. Because if you are in centimeters, you need to scale down, or if you are in millimeters, you need to scale down. So when you import, if you go again, let's do it again. So File, Import, and select the DXF once again. Okay, down here you can see the unit scale. So 1 is not good because we are not importing meters. So we need to say 0.1 because we are importing centimeters. If there were millimeters, 0.01. And now it works. I just, change again the origin and everything. And now we can definitely see that, yeah, it's more balanced. The distance between the two levels, which one is 0, one is 4 meters, is better. So this should work. Now, also what you want to do is convert this into an IFC annotation. So go to the object information, choose annotation, just assign the IFC class, so that will stay there and will not be gone when you open the IFC once again.